Elon Musk just did what? This is absolutely crazy. This involves some news with X. Now, we also are going to be getting earnings coming out right about now that has big implications for where Tesla stock goes, as well as the broader markets over the next coming days. Not to mention that, some pretty big news for Tesla stock specifically that you need to hear. So if the almighty YouTube algorithms have blessed you with coming across this channel, well, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time here and you like to make money and you want to make more of it, this is your place to be. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. X is planning to launch its own stock trading program. Twitter is reportedly pursuing a financial data giant to construct a trading hub within the platform. The request sent out to major providers recently seeks proposals on financial content, real-time stock data, and more. Let me know down below in the comment section if you would use Twitter or X as a trading platform to conduct your trades. Tesla is offering a $420 shopping voucher to lure Shanghai car buyers. Tesla is offering shopping buyers vouchers worth 3,000 wons to new customers in Shanghai in conjunction with a local government incentive program aimed at boosting consumption and the flagging economy. Tesla also says they will give a free enhanced autopilot trial if they were referred by a Tesla owner. Sawyer Merritt on Twitter is quoting this article from Reuters that says Tesla has had a red carpet welcome from India for its new proposal to invest in the country. While its largest rival in electric vehicles, China's BYD, has been stopped cold by increased scrutiny from New Delhi. The result could be an opening for Tesla to negotiate terms for an entry to the world's third largest auto market without the competitive threat from BYD that it faces in other emerging markets. This comes just after yesterday we got reports that Tesla has just leased an almost 6,000 square foot office building in India. So it's coming faster than a lot of the bears would like to think. You know what else is coming faster than the bears would like to think? It's the Cybertruck. And take a look at this beautiful one seen on a California highway yesterday. You can actually get a little glimpse of the driver as well. See if we can pause the video quickly. Doesn't really look like a standout Tesla employee to me. That's speculation. Obviously, this could be someone just reviewing the vehicle. Looks like an older gentleman, obviously wearing sunglasses here. Probably don't want to be identified. But this could be an actual Cybertruck. Not quite getting delivered, but being reviewed by an auto reviewer. That's what some people are speculating. Apparently, Toyota is considering creating the Corolla pickup truck. This is like a car with a bed on it. I think personally, if you buy a truck, you want a truck, not a car truck. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about the Corolla pickup truck? Is this something you would be interested in? Does it look appealing? Leave out the fact that you're a Tesla investor. Let me know in the comment section. According to a post from Troy Teslike on Twitter, Europe shows the estimated delivery for a Model 3 between October and November of 2023. This change happened last night, and some people think this suggests lower than expected Model 3 deliveries in Europe for Q3. For context, Tesla normally delivers about 23,000 a quarter, so it's not a huge segment for Tesla's business, obviously, but the real reason for this, probably because the Highland Model 3 is starting to get built out, and maybe there's just not enough time or transportation efforts that can be available for sending the original Model 3 to Europe. We should be getting the Highland Model 3 here shortly. I don't necessarily believe this means you should expect lower Europe deliveries for Q3. This could actually mean the opposite. Maybe there's really good demand in Europe. considering the time for a delivery is getting pushed out, kind of like what we seen in 2021, where it would take 3 to 6 months at least to get your hands on a Tesla due to all of the excess demand. Tesla is also switching to kilowatt-hour billing at superchargers in Canada. This is a change away from being billed by the amount of time you were at a supercharger. Now they're actually being billed on the power that the car is taking in. This should help out Tesla's earnings, but until this is rolled out everywhere and is able to through regulatory bodies, that's when this would have a bigger effect to Tesla and its bottom line, but still a step in the right direction if you are a Tesla investor. Tesla faces California class action on its EV range claims. 3 Tesla owners in California on Wednesday sued the automaker in a proposed class action that accuses the company of falsely advertising the estimated driving ranges of its electric vehicles. Now, class action lawsuits sound scary because a lot of people can get into them, but if we don't see a lot of people get into this class action lawsuit, it's not going to be a big deal. And just the scope of this, it's not very impactful. Even if they were to be found in the wrong, they overestimated the range. They didn't hurt anybody. They didn't do any physical harm to anyone, like some other companies like a 3M that caused thousands of vets to lose their hearing. That's a little bit different, so I wouldn't be too concerned about this. XPeng expects to bring its EVs to dozens of countries next year, says the CEO, that he does not want to build a China-only company. I want to build a global company. This comes after XPeng restarted its international expansion earlier this year and plans to significantly ramp up the effort next year. Tesla's option activity on the day is 43% positive. Hedge fund and institutional orders are 419, worth $97 million, a lower dollar amount than what we have typically been used to on a daily basis for Tesla. The normal dollar amount anywhere between 200 and 400 or 500 million dollars, and you are seeing a lot of orders comprised of this 97 million. So it looks like a lot of small bearish bets being placed on Tesla today. At the time of recording this video, Tesla stock is up 1.5%. One of the biggest pieces of news today for the broader markets is the 10-year treasury yield is up almost 0.1%. This is almost equivalent to half of a rate hike on the day today. And what you're seeing is this 10-year treasury is starting to break out to almost a new high of this tightening cycle. The last time you were this high was October of 2022, and that's when the markets were aggressively selling off. So either these yields start to come down, or if they continue higher, that likely means the markets need to go lower. As I said in the last video, really the next 24 hours from here are going to be absolutely insane. You're going to have Amazon and Apple earnings today and after hours, as well as Coinbase, Block, Airbnb, DraftKings, Cloudflare, Fortinet, Petrobras, and Wish. Apple is larger than the entire Russell Index put together on a market cap basis. So if Apple moves big, I mean, it's going to affect the broader markets. A 10% drop in Apple would cause the S&P, or really the NASDAQ, to sell off over 1% alone, not to mention any sympathy moves. So if earnings are really good or really bad and Apple moves more than expectations, it's going to have a big effect on the broader markets. For context, investors expecting Apple to move in between 3 and 4%, which is very high historically. Historically, Apple moves less than 2% every time they report earnings. Amazon, a lot of people are optimistic on this one, but we'll have to wait and see. This has broader implications for how the economy is doing and the consumer. Is the consumer continuing to be strong and spend money at Amazon? That's a big question that we will shortly have answers to. Then if that was not enough, you're going to get economic data coming out tomorrow morning that will also be massive for the markets. At 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour before regular trading opens, you're going to get the unemployment rate for the month of July. You're expecting 3.6%. If this number comes in higher than 3.6%, that's likely going to be okay because we're already so low. The economy's already doing well as far as the labor market. If this number were to somehow jump to 3.9 or 4%, then you're going to have fears of a recession. And we've seen weird jumps in the past when the unemployment rate went from, we can actually pull it up, when the unemployment rate jumped from 3.4% to 3.7% in just one reading. An equivalent jump, as we've seen from April to May, well, that would take the unemployment rate to 3.9%. That would be seen as a negative to the stock market. Now, if the unemployment rate stays at 3.6%, that's probably the best case outcome, best case scenario. If the unemployment rate falls to 3.5%, probably not a big deal. If it falls to 3.4%, again, probably not a big deal because investors want to see a good economy. Inflation is no longer the main problem. If we can just get inflation to slowly go down from here, even if it is sticky, but the labor market holds up, the economy holds up, that is your soft landing. Now, at 8:30 in the morning as well tomorrow, you're going to get the non-farm payroll report. Now, people want to see this okay. They don't want to see this too strong or too weak. Now, we're expecting about 200,000 job ads. If this number comes in over 300,000, you could be in for a little bit of a problem. If this number comes in 150 or lower, again, you're going to be in for a problem. So best case scenario, this probably comes in between 180 and 190. Some people are forecasting about 190,000 job ads. That would be the best case scenario. But you also have a lot of secondary employment data that does come out, like the private non-farm payrolls, manufacturing payrolls, government payrolls, average hourly earnings, U6 unemployment rate, participation rate, average hourly earnings. These things will also be important in conjunction with the unemployment rate and the headline non-farm payroll number that comes out tomorrow morning. Mix this with Apple and Amazon earnings, well, you're going to be in for very volatile next 24 hours. Saudi Arabia plans to extend the voluntary 1 million barrel per day crude oil production cut into September. You've seen the price of oil starting to go higher over the past couple of months. This has some people concerned about inflation, but to be quite honest, if you filled up your gas tank at the gas pump, you probably haven't noticed, as most of the country has not actually seen their gas prices going up quite yet. We are continuing to see some pretty aggressive buying activity per the 13F filings that are coming out from banks, hedge funds, and institutional investors. A notable filing that I would like to show you is Barclays. They upped their position in Tesla by almost 20% in the latest quarter, buying over 2 million shares. Bank of Scotanova increased their position by about 10%. A lot of banks are increasing their positions. Bank of New York Mellon, they kept theirs pretty flat. And you're seeing a lot of hedge funds and institutions also adding to their positions. This one, the Bank of Montreal, Canada, increased their Tesla position 46.77% in the last quarter, now owning 5.6 million shares worth of Tesla. Tesla stock at the time of recording this video is up 1.54%. I want you to notice Tesla stock bounced almost perfectly at $250 per share. This should serve as a support level. If not, you could have a small gap to fill down to that 240 level if the markets do start to sell off. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Tesla has seen nothing, almost nothing but good news recently. Had great earnings, has had good news since. You've seen price target increases and ratings increase from analysts with Tesla. Well, if the markets sell off, Tesla's not going to independently rally. Tesla's likely to sell off more than the broader markets. Now, if the broader markets rally because maybe the data tomorrow morning is good, or maybe Apple and Amazon earnings are good today in after hours, well, that's going to mean Tesla probably rallies more than the broader indexes. But at this point, the risks look more towards a rally than a fall, as long as earnings come out good and the data comes out good tomorrow. I would not expect to see Tesla fall if those events play out as we expect. And the markets expect Apple to have pretty good earnings to beat estimates, although Reuters said that Apple could lower guidance, and that could be a tricky spot. Apple tends to kind of twist things into a bullish narrative every time they have earnings, even if they miss on everything. That's what basically happened last earnings, and Apple stock is where it is today. So bottom line, this is a big time buying opportunity for Tesla, especially if Tesla even falls alongside the broader markets. If you could get Tesla at 240, 230, 220 or under that, that is a blessing. And I will be taking full advantage of it. If you guys would like to come trade with me live in real time every time I make a trade on earnings, any other stock, option, or crypto, link down below in the description of this video to take advantage of that. That's going to do it for this video, though. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, but most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.